let's not waste any time here. It's Zelda Month, Peanut Butter Gamer's dead. Long live Chocolate Hazelnut Gamer. Oh no. Who let this into the apartment? Who? Was it you, Eve?
I have no digestive system, so no.
Eve, how could you bring this unholy abomination into my home? My home, Eve, where I sleep, where I come to play with my toys. I don't smoke, Eve. I don't drink. This is my one vice, and it ain't even Tuesday.
Why would that make a difference?
Tuesday's the day that I eat Nutella by the spoonful, get naked, and stomp around like a rancor. Everybody knows that. That's why they don't let me in Safeway anymore. A big part of the replayability of a Zelda game is the dungeons. And rather than come up with a funny joke or a clever transition, I'm just gonna get naked, eat Nutella by the spoonful, and stomp around like a rancor. I know it isn't Tuesday, but fuck it.
I tried to not, but the trends don't lie, even though they do. Number 6 is Stone Tower Temple from Majora's Mask. It's got cool puzzles, you flip the temple upside down or something, I don't know.
See, I tried to not put it here, but sometimes you just gotta give the people what they want. And it's well documented that what the people want is guitar solos.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck you. Fuck everyone. I'm really sorry.
This is my list, and I'm gonna do it my way. The Spirit Temple.
I'll be honest, I was going to just cop out and go with the popular choice of the Stone Tower Temple, but upon my replay of Ocarina of Time to capture footage for this video, I found myself enjoying the shit out of the Spirit Temple. So sneaking around the Gerudo Fortress was cool at first, but a bit of a pain, or a lot of a pain.
But what stood up to me this time around was the fact that I didn't feel like I was going through the motions, so to speak.
You know, like how you go through half of the temple, get the temple item, then the second half, then fight the boss, and that's the end. I didn't feel that with this dungeon, and it's largely contributed to the child Link portion of it.
Alright bitches, let me break it down. You know when you're in the shower with some fine, foxy hoochie mama, and she got that.
After you reach the Desert Colossus as adult Link for the first time, you return as young Link, and what do you find in there? A smoking hot Arabian lesbian gypsy Amazon from the desert. Now Buru, rather surprisingly, doesn't seem to be too particularly fazed by the fact that an 11-year-old managed to make it all the way to the temple, considering all the shit we had to go through as an adult just to get to it, like sneaking around the Gerudo Fortress and following a Poe with the Lens of Truth, but her mind is preoccupied with other things, like stealing all of Ganondorf's stuff and messing up their plans. Yeah! She asks Link to get her the silver gauntlets, and in exchange, she'll give him something great. And we all know what that means.
Now Buru's gonna blow Link.
Grown-ass woman blowing a prepubescent kid. That's fucked up.
But I like it.
What makes this portion of the dungeon stand out is that Link has to use all of the items at his disposal to get through it, even the bomb chew. There's no dungeon item here, folks, at least not yet. That waits until you're an adult. So the challenge of the dungeon, or pre-dungeon as it were, is just that, the challenge. You're left to your own wit and puzzle solving skills to get through. Plus, there's tons of the toughest enemies to fight, including one of my favorite enemies, the Iron Knuckle, and you get to blow shit up with bombs and stuff. That's pretty cool. Then when you're an adult, you can do even more damage and blow up even more shit.
Now, something else to consider is that all the bosses up to this point had virtually no personality. So how do they rectify that? By adding 2 hilarious lesbian witch ghost sisters. Yeah.
The battle itself is a bit easy, but after the madness of the Shadow Temple, this abrupt yet not unwelcome shift in tone is a nice little send-off to Link's adventure.
And the blowjob is a nice send-off too.
Clocking in at number 5 is the Temple of Time from Twilight Princess. Yes, believe it or not, something good actually came out of this game.
And that was a delicious and scrumptious apple. Actually, no, that's not true. There's also this guy.
And then there's my favorite part where the game ends and I don't have to play it anymore. I guess the City in the Sky was pretty cool, but that one's kind of hard, I don't know.
Now we all know that dinosaurs increase the coolness of everything by at least 17%, and there are plenty of dinosaurs to be found in the Temple of Time in the form of perhaps one of the coolest Legend of Zelda enemies, the Dino Foes.
They're dinosaurs with knight armor and swords. How metal is that? Oh wait, I guess City in the Sky did have flying dinosaurs with swords, I don't know. And the final boss is a giant robot spider, and you take control of the fucking golem statues and fucking smash it with a giant newspaper.
Now if only we could smash this game with a giant newspaper. second thought, I got a better idea.
Yeah! 10 out of 10, best Zelda game ever. Would definitely drink off of again. Up next is The Sand Ship from Skyward Sword.
Now, I already did an extensive review of this game back in 2012.
More like Skyward shit.
But after a few years, I've matured and I'm ready to give it a thoughtful, critical review. More like Skyward Derp.
Now all we have to do is pop the game in the system right here. Wait, I don't even own this game? Well shit, it's 25 bucks online. I don't have that kind of coin. What am I gonna do?
Gamefly, 30-day trial. This video is brought to you by Gamefly.
And now the waiting begins. Finally! Let's get things moving here. That's not what I need.
Skyward Derp, let's rock! The Sand Ship. Now, you see, Star Fox Adventures got it right by having dinosaur pirates, but Skyward Sword took it one step higher! Because Skyward Sword has robot, skeleton pirates in the desert. You even fight Captain Cyberbone. I know his name is Servo or whatever, but he's Captain Cyberbone. I think Scrapper wants to give Fee his Cyberbone. This dungeon is great because it's kind of like two dungeons in one. First, you go to the Lanayru Sand Sea, one of my favorite locations in Zelda. Here you find an ancient harbor with what seems like old decommissioned trains forever trapped in the sands of time. What I love about this is that these trains are never explained and never mentioned again, allowing the player to come up with answers themselves. I love that shit. Then you team up with one of those cool, cute little robots called Skipper and find an old sea chart he kept at his house. This part requires some tricky claw shot climbing and avoiding enemies. You could always try fighting the enemies, but that would mean using the motion controls and... Once you make it to his house, there's a quick little bit where you have to vacuum his floor to find a treasure chest, and then Fee stops you to look around at the skipper's pictures on the wall of his crew and ship. She then adds that this image would indicate that the ship's captain spent many happy days among his many crew members.
It's a very endearing and kind of touching little moment. In tandem with the music and with Fee's seemingly insignificant anecdote, I found this little sequence to be very moving.
But the fun doesn't stop there. You go to the old shipyard, race around on minecarts like Donkey Kong, fight that fucking scorpion fuck from the fucking mining facility again, god damn it! And then it's off to the sand ship. This is my favorite part because you get to use the Wii Motion Plus to lean on the minecart and it doesn't lean and you have to start the whole sequence over again.
You know what? I'm gonna make a brash statement right now. Nintendo should think about remastering this instead of the Zelda games that were already good.
Think about it. The flaws in this game are easily rectified. Shut up, Fee, get rid of the motion controls, maybe even add the option to turn off hints, kind of like in Metroid Prime, and I'd say that this game could have the potential to be even as good as Wind Waker.
That alone would make up for all of Nintendo's past and future crimes.